now back in the hot seat, bringing you more watch-related content. Sorry for the kind of delay that we've had since our last video, but we should be back on track now with a few more pieces of content coming over the next few weeks.
Here we go.
This week we have an exciting watch on the table which does not belong to either of us. We've got another guest appearance and it is the Tudor Pelagos.
This is my uncle's 50th birthday watch actually, which he received in August last year, so he's still very much in the honeymoon phase with it, I'm sure.
Before we start talking about the Tudor, let's just do a quick customary wrist check. So I'm actually wearing a Tudor. Thought it would be wise to wear my Black Bay GMT so we could do a bit of compare and contrast live for you guys.
And I'm wearing the Formex Essence 39, which we have previously reviewed on our channel.
Nice. So this was obviously like a big purchase decision for your uncle, being a 50th birthday gift, and we'll have to handle it with care. We don't want to damage this. But what else was he looking at when he was making this purchase?
So I think he was quite clear on what he wanted. He did want a Rolex. He wasn't particularly after a specific model or reference. I think he's always just wanted a Rolex. But I was quick to kind of tell him how scarcely accessible they were.
Yeah.
So I said to him, you know, if you can't get a Rolex, certainly look at Tudor.
Okay.
As a very good alternative.
So he didn't want like a 34mm diamond bezel,
no,
two-tone Datejust. Oh,
absolutely not. No.
That's strange.
Yeah.
To non-watch people, it probably is very weird, the fact that you just can't go into a Rolex shop and buy one. And we were talking earlier about how they're now actually displaying models in the window. Like you sent me that photo.
Yeah.
Which...
Yeah, I just sent a photo to Ollie. I was back home a few weeks ago. There were like 3 lovely stainless steel Rolexes in the window, but underneath it just said for display purposes only. So there was absolutely no chance I was going to get my hands on a stainless steel Rolex at that particular AD.
Yeah,
I think it's not a good look for Rolex.
It's just not a good customer experience to see
Yeah.
something in a window go in and not be able to buy it.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough slating Rolex. back to the Tudor. So he wanted a Rolex.
Yes.
He's ended up with the Tudor.
Yeah.
Is he happy with it so far? Like,
I think he
Yeah.
was extremely happy with it. As you can see from the scratches already, he's been wearing it frequently in the past 6 months. So there's certainly a lot of love there for this Tudor.
Yeah, and did he want a dive watch? Because this is probably almost as serious as you can go on dive watches.
Absolutely, yeah. I think my uncle just likes big watches.
Okay.
So I've seen the other watches in his collection. They're all quite sort of like big cases. So I think he just wanted a watch with some presence.
A bit of presence, yeah.
Yeah.
And did, because this is fully titanium, which is quite unusual and probably one of the most unique things about the Pelagos range.
Yeah.
Was that like one of the purchase? Like was that a factor in his decision or not?
I don't think so. I really don't think he was that fussed.
Okay.
I think he just wanted a lovely luxury watch, Swiss made.
Yeah.
I don't think he was worried whether it was a dive watch or a dress watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just wanted for his 50th a really nice watch from a very established brand.
Yeah, and I guess it's a very versatile one, isn't it? Like you can't go wrong with black on black. There's not a lot to kind of pick out here that doesn't work well.
And it's quite a minimal looking watch as well. Like it's a no fuss type watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not flashy. Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly, and it's not flashy at all.
No.
Which is even compared to this, like when you put the titanium next to the stainless steel looks really, really shiny. Like it has a much different character to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably definitely one of the things about the Pelagos range that is very unique is how matte the whole thing is.
Yeah.
Which I think is good and bad in some ways.
Yeah.
I think both of us personally, we like a bit more like blinginess almost.
Yes, I think both of us tend to gravitate towards watches which have a mix of polished and brushed finishing.
Yeah. Which play a bit more in the light.
Yes, yeah.
Give you a few different looks.
Yes, yeah.
depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Whereas this is, I don't think that there's a single piece of polishing on this watch.
Do we have some on the lug here?
I don't.
On the bevel,
maybe a little bit, but
the
it's
beveling. No, I don't think
not
they do,
really.
actually.
No.
Yeah, and I've not come across a watch that is entirely brushed, so that's quite a unique feature.
Yeah, and I think it's just because this is really as tool watch as you can get almost. Like everything on here has been designed to function as a dive watch.
Yes, yeah. This is kind of Tudor's answer to the sub, isn't it? Really.
Or even like a deep sea dweller, because it's
Yeah.
Or because I think a sub now is much more luxury than tool watch. Like it's quite a blingy piece.
Yeah, I think Rolex's Sea Dweller is the out and out flagship dive watch, isn't it? In their lineup.
Because this has 500 meters of water resistance.
Yeah.
It has a helium escape valve like your Omega.
Yes, yeah.
And then it's also got a very interesting clasp system, which is quite elaborate, where you've got like a dive extension and 3 micro adjustments, and then also like a kind of spring-loaded flexibility.
Yeah. It's a really nice design, actually. It's all very intricately made, and I think that lends itself again to the fact that this is an all-and-out, dive watch. So if you're diving, you're going to need an array of kind of flexibility in terms of getting the watch fitting on your wrist.
Yeah. What do you think about how they've integrated the kind of the micro extension system into the clasp? Are you a fan of that?
It's unique looking, but I think I'm not.
That sounds like a very diplomatic answer. It's unique.
I don't know. I've not come across another watch before which has this kind of this. I don't know how to describe it. It's like
say the word.
It's a slit. There's a very obvious slit in the clasp for micro adjustment to move up and down on. I'm sure it's just a feature that you'd get used to, just like any other watch that has a unique feature.
Yeah.
It's unique, so I guess that's a positive in some ways.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique piece, and I think the reason that you love the Pelagos is almost because you can respect how it's been designed for a function. Like it's very singular in its purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not a watch that you're going to worry about like hitting on against door frames or door handles. It's pretty sturdy, isn't it? It's a watch built for purpose.
Yeah. Although one thing actually, now you've mentioned the kind of hitting on door frames and things, is that I think that titanium as a metal is a bit softer than
it is softer.
Steel.
Yeah.
And you can see like the level of kind of scratching and scuffs on the bracelet is a bit more than I think you might see on a stainless steel watch that's been worn for the same amount of time.
Yes.
But then at the same time, the fact that it's completely brushed, it does hide it quite well.
It does hide it, yeah. I think the scratches kind of just seem to sort of merge into one when it's on a brush finished.
Yeah, and because it's such a tough tool watch, it almost kind of seems apt that it's like that.
Yeah, it's almost designed to take those kind of scuffs.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then we kind of mention perhaps quickly 2 things that people like to know about on dive watches. So the Lume, we've just done a quick test.
Yeah. Oh, and it was spicy.
And it's very nice.
It's very nice.
Works really well.
So I didn't realise, this just goes to show how little I've worn the watch, that the actual bezel is lumed as well.
Yeah.
So the dial is lumed, the bezel is lumed, which looks fantastic.
Yeah. And the bezel action is the other thing. And you've gone on the record as saying that this is one of your best bezel actions.
Yeah. So this sits comfortably in second place in terms of bezels that I've had the pleasure of rotating. But only the GMT Master 2 has a nicer feeling bezel. But yeah, the bezel action is super smooth. There's absolutely no back play, and it feels every bit a luxury piece.
Yeah.
For me.
Maybe we can give the viewers a little taste of the bezel if you want. So
sure.
We'll stop talking and we'll do a bit of ASMR again. So, I mean, you've had this watch in your possession for a few weeks now. Is there anything that you'd call out as like kind of flawed on here? Because you said you haven't been wearing it much. Is there? Yeah. What's the reason for that? Do you think?
I think firstly, obviously I've got the Seamaster, which is a much more dynamic watch. Overall, you've got the lovely machined lines on the Omega. You've got the mix between the red and the black.
Yeah.
For me, this just feels very kind of plain. I think probably the word is to say.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. It's lovely to look at, and you can absolutely appreciate it for being a luxury watch. But it doesn't pop. It doesn't pop. That's probably the way to describe it.
It's very serious in some ways, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's not much fun happening with it.
Yeah. And just little things like on the dial, there is a lot of text just above the 6 o'clock marker, which basically just outlines that it's a chronometer, it's 500 meters water resistant, but the text sits extremely close to that 6 o'clock marker.
Yeah, the final line of it is almost looks like it's on top of
and I think for anyone with an OCD issue, will find that a bit kind of annoying.
Yeah, it is just a bit too much text, isn't it?
There's no need for that much text.
It wasn't really bothering me until you mentioned it, and now
there's quite a lot, isn't there? It's basically a paragraph of text.
Now I've seen it, I can't unsee it. And you could definitely remove probably rotor self-winding. It's unnecessary. Chronometer is quite cool. Yeah. Officially certified. 500 meter water resistance is nice to know. Yeah. And it's called Pelagos. I don't know whether you need the name of the watch on the dial.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But if we take the Marine Nationale, for example, the Tudor's latest release, that it hasn't got all of that text, and it looks much cleaner and much more slick.
Yeah, and it's also blue, which is always
blue
good.
As well. Yeah, we all like blue watches.
Yeah, which is actually one other thing to mention maybe while we're talking about the Pelagos as a whole, is that you have this one, you also have the blue one, and there is also the left-hand drive. Yes. Which for me I think is actually the best of all the Pelagos.
100%, yeah. I've tried on the LHD, as they call it. It is a lovely looking watch, and I think there's like a red text with a black dial, and then you've got like this off kind of creamy.
Yeah, the Lume.
Yeah, it just works amazingly well. If they ever release like a standard crown position LHD, I think I would have to buy one.
Yeah, I think that is a really nice watch. Yeah. Overall then, I think we both agree that this is a great watch, especially if you want something that is very much a tool watch, and if you're into diving. I mean, I don't think there's much else on the market that kind of has this level of features for this at this price range.
Yes, yeah.
But at the same time, I think neither of us would buy this watch. For the reason that we've mentioned. Yeah. Although I think if we had to buy a Pelagos, we'd probably both lean towards the LHD version. Just because of the kind of difference in colours that you have there. Yeah. Makes the watch a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you again, guys, for tuning into our channel. I know we've been away for a number of weeks, but we do hope to bring you more content very soon. Stick around, give us a like, comment and subscribe, and thank you.
Bye.